back in the late 90s and early 2000s, I veered away from making vehicle and spacecraft kits and went more into the garage kit figures and busts. And I did quite a few of them before I veered back to the hardware stuff. And yeah, I did quite a few characters from original designs, film and TV. The one character I never did or never bought was a Christopher Lee Dracula. And that's because back then, and even right up until now, there's something about his face. Sculptors don't seem to be able to get his face just right. It just never looked like Christopher Lee. Peter Cushing, fine. There's been many, many kits that look, yeah, you look at it, you go, that's Peter Cushing. That looks just like him. But Christopher Lee, no. Until now, Neca have produced this horror of Dracula, or if you're in the UK, Dracula figure. And when he gets into focus, that's not a bad likeness, especially this one. That does look like Christopher Lee. Not 100%, but it's a lot better than the other ones, all right? So I thought, okay, I'll go for it. So here we are. This is my Dracula has just arrived. Pull back and open up. And as usual, you've got the little Velcro door. See, that's the one I want. That does look like him. Helps to have the moody lighting as well. But let's have the not moody lighting. And what do we get? We get the alternative heads. What do you do with the alternative heads? If you don't actually want them, what are you supposed to do with them? I just put them in a drawer. Candlestick. Don't know what that is. This is very blurry. I'll get this all out and we'll have a look. Out of the box and still can't see too well. But this is very interesting because there he is with his alternative hands and whatever those bits are. Oh, he got the shovel for where he's like frantically digging a grave at the end of the film. Oh dear. And this little packet has his cape with some silica gel. So that's him, and you've got a nice little background. That is a photo from the 58 Hammer Dracula. All right, so again, I'll stop, come back with him out of the box. Well, I've had to change the background because that was too much black on black and the camera couldn't handle it. So the things I'm not going to use are the candelabra with flame pouring down, the candelabra with a little flame, his shovel, bunch of the hands, okay, and two of the heads. There's the really enraged one, and there's the regular one. And I was going to use this regular one, and the eyes are perfect, aren't they? Look at that. The eyes are perfect, and the mouth and the nose, but there's a blemish on that cheek, and that would bother me. Every time I looked at it, it would look like he's got a zit. So what I've done, or what I've gone for, is the mildly enraged one. Okay, the cape is lovely. It's really good quality and it hangs well. You have to pop the head off to then lay it on because it's held in place by that little string affair. The camera's whitening everything out and making everything one colour. Sorry, the weather is shocking today, so it has to be artificial light, which is making him look quite tanned, and he's not. Hopefully for the image for the video here, I'll do it when there's better light. He's got the accurate Dracula ring, although there's no detail on it. It's just a plain silver ring. All right, so that's him. I'm not an action figure collector. I've got a few, but I'm not a massive one. What always puts me off are the joints are always glaring, but Neca are good in that they try to disguise them. And here, with his knees, you can kind of sort of see where the join is, but it's not too bad. The waist and the hips is hidden. You can't get round the elbow thing, but what I do with all my figures is I have the arms come up a bit, because then it disguises it somewhat. So that's why he's in that pose. And he's in the same pose as the other vampire that I've got. Let me bring him in. Good old Count Orlok from the 22 version. Same thing again. I've raised the arms up so you can't quite see the joins. So that's, at the moment, this is my 2 vampires. I aim to be collecting more Neca figures. I do like them. They're expensive now, but they are good quality. And that is a decent likeness, much better than anything that's been out before. So got to commend them for that. The other thing I noticed when I was unboxing him is that on the box itself, we have a John Gore company. John Gore is the owner of Hammer now. And as I record this, it's been a while. They came back with the Dr. Jekyll film a couple of years ago, and I went up to the premiere of that, and John Gore was on the stage, and what came across was his passion for Hammer, and he teased and promised all sorts of new things. Well, Dr. Jekyll, for all its faults, it wasn't a Hammer film. It was a film that he bought and bought Hammer at the same time. It was an independent psychological drama more than a horror film, and it wasn't a Hammer film. But he did, when he was up on stage, promise new films and remakes. None of that has happened yet, but we have got the Captain Kronos restoration 4K Blu-ray box set, which is a thing of beauty. So that's a good start. And I don't know if it's John Gore's influence, but that is the best image representation of Christopher Lee. So I don't know if that's John Gore stepping in and saying, look, Neca, we will allow you to produce characters based on our films, but we want the likeness to be right. If that's the case, well done, John Gore. And I look forward to more John Gore.